So I had a job interview yesterday, 3:15. It was a white guy that did the interview. The owner displayed on the building was a female, which is relevant later on. Um, I went in with the fake resume where I had 2 jobs. Both places went out of business after 10 years of working there. He asked me small talk about sales, and I responded. And he followed up with examples in the restaurant. He asked if I had any dishwashing experience, and I told him I had a brief period between the 2 jobs. And he asked for like an example of the type of stuff I would do, and I told him. Um, oh, no way. Son of a bitch. Left my rolling papers. No, I did not. Aha. Um, like, I was a lot more fluid during the interview than I am when I'm out here. But I told him how, like, um, it was basically multitasking, and how did I word it? Like, you get into the rhythm of it, like, the machine might take 45, 50 seconds to run its cycle. And so while you're doing that, you're racking dishes, spraying them off, sliding stuff closer, maybe lining them out, laying them out so you could prepare to rack them. And then after that 45, 50-second period, you kind of expect the machine to shut off. And as soon as it shuts off, you rack it up, let the steam come out. And while the steam's coming out, you're loading up the next rack. And then as soon as that rack's loaded, you spray it off. You, slide the rack that's in there, slide the new rack in, and start the machine and repeat the process. And then you use the 3-compartment sink to soak grease and other stuff that might be just faster than scrubbing. Low priority stuff, like say the restaurant has a bunch of skillets. Maybe you don't need to do the skillets right away. Same thing with like chef knives and all that. And then I told him how, like, when I was in a lull period, I would jump up front and bus or help the waitresses with greeting customers and maybe taking drink orders. And then he like asked, like, did you do any janitorial work? And then I said, oh yeah, like say a mess was called out, I'd come out and clean it up. If trash needed to be done, you do it. And you got used to what trash might be filling up faster than the other ones, and so you'd kind of, after an hour, instinctively go and check that trash, and sure enough, it'd be full. And the gist of it is, during the interview, I used a lot less words because there was like back and forth, because he knew exactly what I was talking about, because he'd worked there a while. And then he asked, like, all your experience says you're in retail. How come you're not applying there? And I was just honest, and I told him that I've been applying it everywhere that Indeed has, and I kind of branched out to other jobs just because I'm not getting any callbacks. And then I basically said that that I got hit by a truck and my teeth got all fucked up, messed up. I didn't curse during the interview. Um, and um, and so when you're working a cash register, you're kind of expected to smile and be bubbly. And when your teeth are all messed up, it's kind of hard to do. And he said something like he took my side basically. He said, "Well, that's just a people problem," basically. Um, that if they're I forget how he worded it, but he said something like, if the customer's judging you based on your teeth, that's their problem. Um, but like basically, the guy wasn't robotic at all. So I thought I was, uh, gonna get a call back. And so we ended the interview, and he said, tomorrow's Sunday today, and I have a few more interviews today, and if you get a call back tomorrow, that means you get the job. If not, that means you don't. And he kind of like said something like how the manager used to call people that had applied but didn't even get an interview to let them know that they didn't get the job, and I kind of like laughed at that and said, "Oh, no way." And as we're leaving the break room area, he called out the owner's name, or the name of the person on the building, and I couldn't see his hands, but I suspect he gave like a thumbs up or something, maybe. And another thing is, while I was waiting, you could see waitresses, doing their business, and I could overhear him say, "Is that the guy for the interview?" And "Oh, he's here for the interview." And I heard the phrase "he's here for the interview" like 5 times, which I don't know. I thought that was a good sign, rather than be like, "Oh, not that guy," type shit. Um, but they opened at 11, so I assume manager class. I don't know. Maybe they arrived later, but ever since like 10 a.m., I kind of been sitting by the phone, but nothing yet. So that's the end of the video, I think. Can't really think of anything else. I had the cleaned up appearance. I didn't have the beanie on or any of that shit. No backpack. Had cologne, deodorant on. I freshly shaved. And, yeah. That's about it.